Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Roro Tunjung Sari, 6th semester, and here my mid task from the subject extensive reading. Improving students' reading comprehension or narrative text through reciprocal teaching technique. Reading is an activity of observing information from all readable sources. It is an active process consisting of recognition and comprehension skill from Petrol and Jane. By having comprehension, someone can reclaim that he has done the process of reading and get information stated in the text from the feed. Instead, comprehension is the essence of reading because the goal of read language is communication of a message. If we do not understand the message, we are not reading. In other words, comprehension is the important aspect of reading. Method: Kahan, Manion, and Morrison define classroom action. Research might be used in any setting where a problem involving people. In this case, is the student, task, and procedure carried out for solution, or where some change of future result in a more desirable outcome. Levin described classroom action research into 4 steps in each cycle: planning, acting, observing, and reflecting. The research followed the steps and conducts the cycle twice. To cycle, the researcher plan an activity or some activities that can overcome the problem appear in the classroom. The teacher, as a researcher, has to do a treatment that is by using the technique which is trusted as a powerful one to help the student for achieving a better result and process of learning. In the planning stage of the first cycle, the research had identified the problem, designed a powerful technique, created a lesson plan as a guideline, prepared learning aids, prepared two kind of observation checklist and filed note. In acting stage, the researcher who act as a teacher provide the activities as being planned and the student did the activities. In observing stage, the observer who was the researcher's collaborator observed the student and the research as well as took notes. In the reflection stage, both the researcher and the observer reflect what had been done and decide to conduct another cycle as a result of the reflection was not satisfactory. In the planning stage of the second cycle, the researcher had identified the method, the reflection from the first cycle, revised the lesson plan, preparing a video of reciprocal, and complete all the things which had missed in the first cycle, such as the text handouts, reciprocal sheets, test sheets, and material handouts. In the acting stage, the researcher did her duties as the facilitator, activity provider, and motivator. In the observing stage, the observed the activity. In the reflection stage, the researcher and the observer reflect all their activities have been done and made decisions that the result of the activities was satisfactory, so that the cycle could be stopped in the second cycle. Finding and solution. There are 4 findings here. First, students' mean score. Based on the result of the test, after conducting reciprocal teaching technique twice, the student score improved from the first cycle to the second cycle. The improvement was shown by the result of the student mean score and also the student who passed the standard minimum score. Second, teacher's performance. based on the observation sheet of teachers' performance. There happened an improvement from teacher while conducting the classroom activity. The teacher's role as a facilitator, activity provider, and motivator improves in the second cycle. The third, student performance. The student performance score is also based the observation checklist for observing students' activity. The improvement happened in the second cycle. The following chart describes the improvement. The fourth, student comprehension achievement. Student comprehension achievement is related to the comprehension in finding mind ideas and also moral values. As being focused on this research from the first cycle to the second cycle, the student comprehension toward mind ideas and moral values and getting better. More students are able to find the mind idea and moral value in the second cycle. Discussion. The findings showed the application of reciprocal teaching technique improved the student reading comprehension on narrative text significantly. The improvement happened because the four rules, questioner, predictor, clarifier, and summarizer in reciprocal teaching were powerful to help the student comprehend the text given. This rule asks the students to think critically in order to get information as much as they need to understand the content of the text. Each of the rules had its own function. For example, questioner was to give question that guided their group to find the information without getting out the context. Then, the predictor gave prediction of the story based on the title or the question from the questioner. After that, the clarifier gave clarification of what had been predicted by the predictor and also clarified the unfamiliar word to help others know the story. The last, the summarized the result of the discussion. In the classroom implementation, the researcher applied four rounds of reciprocal teaching technique. In every round, the students changed their roles. For example, in first round, the student who become questioner will be the predictor. In the second round, the predictor will be the clarifier. The clarifier will be the summarizer, and the summarizer will be the questioner. The changes were done until the last round and all the students had played all the roles. The round was aimed to let the student know what the duties of each role were, as well as to eliminate a feeling of jealousy among the students. It was on purpose that the students felt fire in the group since they had the same opportunities to act as a reciprocal strategist. While doing the rules for the first time in the first cycle, the student got confused what they need to do with the strategies. They did not fully understand the function of each rules. The result of the first cycle were not satisfactory. Besides, the profit time, lack of preparation, such a teacher forgot to bring sufficient handout for all students. It also noise from other classes affected the process in the classroom. However, in the second cycle, all the activities ran smoothly. The multiplicative inverse or mutual interaction as being expected appeared in the second cycle. Since the student had understood their roles and the problem in the first cycle could be handled by the teacher, in the second cycle the student knew exactly what they had to do. It was because the teacher modified the activity by presenting a video of reciprocal and explaining it by giving pause in important parts. As a result, the student understands much better and the rules become more powerful in helping the student finding the main idea and moral value. Conclusion. The improvements are related to both the activeness of process in the classroom and the student achievement on the text. Finally, the research hub. The result of this research can be the reference for the English teacher to enhance their technique in teaching in order to help their students comprehend the text, especially narrative text. Thank you.